There you go. The true trust of assurance when you're going to buy a JB Caravan, because you can get so much more additional extras put on them. But there's so much more that you need to know, because it really is a quagmire of information to make sure you get it right. James Field, technical liaison there for the Caravan Industry Association of Australia. I'll have to take a breath, it's so long. Mate, tell me, because it is a big job when you spend the money on an amazing caravan like this. If you're going to add things to it, it's got to be done properly.
Yeah, correct. I mean, the best time to look at fitting those things, such as toolboxes, jerry can holders, pole carriers, things like that, is at the time of manufacture. When you're drafting up your deal with your salesperson, have that conversation so that that time, those kind of things can be added into the build. So they're allocated in things like payload, dimensional things and stuff like that.
Tell me about tear weight, because that's something you've got: ball weight, tear weight. What is the difference there? You know about this stuff.
Yeah, sure. So tear mass is basically the weight of the product as it leaves the factory, with no water in the tanks and no gas in the cylinders. Right.
So therefore, once you add extra to it, that then becomes a problem. It could be if it's over the ball, over the weight.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that could avoid insurances.
Yeah, that's right. And that's why it's so important to, if you can, get all those things fitted at the time of manufacture. If you're going to look at fitting those aftermarket, so aftermarket accessories, and you go on to fit something like a toolbox like this, or jerry can holders on the back, for instance, those things are going to add additional weight or available payload. And then by doing so and not considering things like reflectors or lamps, you may also obscure those, which is incredibly important. I mean, you don't want someone behind you then not being able to see you indicating left or right or stopping.
And that's an important part, because it's something that you'd quickly oversee, because you're so excited. Like a toolbox like this, you can put your generator here, toolbox on the other side, you can put water or anything around. I mean, it's such a big extra to put on your van that you could easily go away for a couple of months, not a drama.
Oh, for sure. And that's what we see so often, is in those aftermarket spaces where the consumer has fitted something. They are excited to fit it, which is fantastic, but they're not considering all those compliance and more importantly, safety related aspects.
And I know there's something extra on the back of this van.
Yes,
Come and check it out, mate.
Let's go check it.
So James, this is, I guess, a perfect example of an addition. This one here is put on by the manufacturer, but we're talking about extra fuel or water, jerry can holders. Yeah,
jerry can holders are probably one of the most common consumer fit items in an aftermarket space, which is fantastic. You just need to consider things like payload. So have you got enough load carrying capacity within your product, so the tear and the ATM difference, to carry that safely and legally? You need to figure out, if you fitted them, if it's going to change the overall vehicle length or the rear overhang in terms of the Australian design rules, and that's really important from a safety point of view. And also then checking the obvious things, like have you obscured your lamps, have you obscured your reflectors and things like that.
I guess it all comes down to getting it done properly. So if you are looking at maybe putting on an aftermarket accessory, make sure you check with your selling dealer or the manufacturer prior to doing so. Or of course you can just make it a lot easier by just going to a service provider and they'll do it for you.